Two teams then who first met in 1987, and then after a 30-year wait, oh dear, first little juggle by Chandler Cunningham South. Well, this will be the fourth test in 6 years, the first ever in Japan. After a little nervy start, Alex Mitchell with the clearance.
A nervy start, early mistake from Cunningham South, but I'm really excited to see him get a shot in that 6 jersey. It's probably the area in the back row which isn't quite nailed down, given the performances of Sam Underhill and Ben Earl recently.
Japan looking to try and play swiftly off the top of the line-out, but it's England who give away the first penalty, not rolling away. Should mention as well, there's a late change to the Japan starting lineup. They've lost Dylan Riley from the centre, Samisoni Tua coming into the 13 shirt, but that's 18 caps of experience that they lose for Tua, who is one of 5 debutants now in that lineup, and it's going to present an early chance for Sung-Shin Lee.
There's that man Underhill that just got caught out for coming off his feet. He was outstanding. If ever there was a case for having someone be player of the match in a losing team during that Premiership final we saw recently, that was probably the one where Sam Underhill would have got that, but giving the penalty away there and giving Japan the opportunity for the first points.
Well, he's absolutely hoofed it over the uprights, but it is the home side on the board first. Lee with the penalty. Japan leading 3-0.
That's exactly the start that Eddie Jones would have wanted. He'll know that the breakdown is going to be a key area. Ben Earl, Sam Underhill, given their shapes, short and stocky, with massive arms, it's very difficult to get them off the ball.
Underhill couldn't quite get hold of it after the restart from Furbank. Oh, and the risk to try and intercept was there for Henry Slade. It would have been being played under a knock-on advantage, but Eddie Jones talking over the course of the week, or all the way through in the build-up to this one, about how he wants his Japanese side to play fast.
It's something we've seen with the Japanese team develop since that game, when they, I guess, put their head above the parapet when they beat the Springboks. The level of fitness that these guys display is off the charts. England will be certainly stretched in the heat from touchline to touchline with this Japanese team.
Only a couple of kilos between the packs. Goes down on the near side. Referee Ramos says it's another penalty against England. Bevan Rod in the side. Japan look to try and go quickly again and catch England cold. Freeman getting back there. Zaki, the youngster, the university student, following up and making the tackle. Hasn't even played a League One game, hasn't played a professional game. The 20-year-old Japan fullback. Up from Mitchell. Backwards, I think, off both teams there, so Japan will play. Saito. Lee feeds on, but Felix Jones blitz defence coming up and shutting down those outside channels, so that is going to be the option for Japan if England come up to try and thread the little ball through. And we see the physicality from Samisoni Tua, and again it's hot potato stuff from the Japanese. Through Maru Itoje they go, quick recycling as well, finding the wider channels. Tua, who in that 13 shirt seems to be taking up residence on the left wing. Ball is there to be played. This is a really bright start from the Cherry Blossoms, just tipped on as Slade comes up to try and shut things down. Almost got in each other's way there, but that was a super hit from Tommy Freeman.
Brilliant. Showing his ability to defend in those wider channels. Equally adept at 13. More on the wing, Tommy Freeman. And under considerable pressure here, that England defence.
Sam Underhill trying to make sure that he didn't put his hands in the cookie jar there, but then there's another little bit of room. And England certainly are being stretched to the wide outside channels. There's another penalty advantage against England. Could be 3 penalties inside 6 minutes here as they keep the ball alive again and get themselves to within 3 metres of the try line, Japan. Then the ball pops up under penalty advantage. They'll go back, but what about the tempo that we're seeing from the home side?
Well, we talk about breakdown speed, and that's what makes it so difficult for defences to get set. Installing those initial defenders either side of the breakdown and then trying to set up. As you can see, it's not easy. Costley's absolutely hanging as well. But they're willing to take themselves to some pretty dark places, this Japanese team, to stretch the defence, and it's working for them.
Super combinations with the likes of Derns and Sanae Loanga. 2 second rowers working together. Michael Leach in there, 37th time as captain, and he rises to take the ball. Eddie Jones says that as long as he wants to play and can play for Japan, then he's my skipper. We've seen the quick stuff from Japan, a chance to see what they've got in terms of driving England, and they've lost possession. And that will be quite the relief for Borthwick and Co.
Just a bit of respite, isn't it, for this England team early on. As Dan Cole almost leaves George Martin hanging awkwardly. But a really good start by Japan. Been impressed with Saito at 9. Just his ability to get that ball away, make good decisions in and around those breakdowns. They're flying onto the ball. It's going to be difficult for England. Yes, they've been in Tokyo for some time, but never easy when you've come off the back of a long season into a completely different climate against a team that you just want to slow down.
Yeah, they will have had to pack for all weathers on this summer tour, England, what with having to face Japan in the heat of Tokyo and then head to Dunedin. It'll likely be in single figures centigrade as they get set for that 2-match series against the All Blacks, finishing at Eden Park. Alex Mitchell. A bit of movement from the Japanese already, and they are going to get the free kick, England.
Wait for the ball, please.
They tried to get the jump on that one.
Eddie Jones talked about England's strength at set piece and that being a focus for them in the build-up to this game. And certainly they want to try and turn the screw in that area as Henry Slade misses touch.
Thought it was a monster of a kick, it was, but it didn't find touch crucially, and now Japan will try to play like a Bula. And then Leach, and you can hear the fans celebrating the man back with the captain's armband. In from Saito. Decent footwork from Tienan Costley on his debut. So excited to be turning out for Japan. Costley, born in Australia, raised in New Zealand, living in Japan, having come in the first year of university. Extraordinarily, with the number of caps starting for Japan, Jamie George and Dan Cole between them have more than the entire starting 15 of the Japanese side. That was before they lost the 18 that Dylan Riley stepped out with.
Really.
That's a decent nudge.
Take a step.
Another chance for Japan to impose themselves from a set-piece point of view on England.
They go to their man Leach once more, trying to smuggle the ball back. Langer has it, then it's away for Harada. Another man making a debut, but it's been lost, and Mitchell will have the chance to send this. Where is the oval ball going to sit? It bounces infield. Like Kambula. Toshiba Brave Lupus, Fiji-born man, made his Japan Sevens debut 7 years ago, having come to university in Osaka. Combination of Rod and Cunningham South doing their best to stop that advance as Warner Downs provides the back feet of that particular caterpillar. Smith. George. England yet to have any time to find their rhythm.
Completely different pace about the breakdown, isn't there, when the two teams have hold of the ball.
Well, Freeman went to try and get in there, ended up losing his footing. And now Japan will look to try and play again, and if they're going to slip the tackles like that, why not? Finding room again, trying to get the one-handed offload, but that will provide England with possession. Dan Cole just taking a moment.
Brilliant piece of play in that midfield. Yes, it ended up with a bit of a knock on there, but it's the ability to move off the ball in the air which beat that defender. So many times you see that as the ball's in the air, the defender is attracted by where the ball is. Yes, they're looking to try and mark the player, but that player suddenly moves offline as the ball's in flight. So difficult to adjust your positioning to make the tackle.
You're 20 years of age, you're at university, you've not played a professional game, and you're playing on debut in the National Olympic Stadium against England. It's quite the afternoon for Yoshitaka Yazaki.
You've probably got some massive pub crawl later on to combine with university rugby of it. But rolling out. Good one to do some weird challenge.
One foot in both camps. See Eddie Jones, of course, back in December 2022 that he was let go by the RFU after a run of poor results. It's fair to say, not the greatest spell then with his native Australia. Very happy to welcome him back here with open arms, though.
I think one thing about these inexperienced Japanese players, especially the likes of Yazaki, they don't know. So it's quite a good position for them to be in. They've been thrown in. They don't know what to expect. They're just like, right, well, let's have a crack at this lot, which is dangerous for England, right?
Can't be scared of what you don't know, can you? Penalty England. Goes against Shuhei Takeuchi on his first start, and he plays at the Urayasu D-Rocks.
Henry Slade won't try and get too greedy on this one after the missed touch, the previous kick.
Fourth start in a row for Henry Slade alongside Ollie Lawrence, having been injured at the start of the Six Nations. Lawrence able to continue.
I think Slade's been class ever since he was left out of that squad. His ability to demonstrate that he's willing to fight for that shirt, and the performances that he's put in both domestically and international. Outstanding.
Look at Exeter Chiefs losing so many of their stars, but still managing to do the job in midfield and guide the team. But it's England who are hoping to do a job inside the Japan 22 as Manife Waboso comes onto it. There wasn't a lot of time for Alex Mitchell, but he is capable of making something happen. Rod with an extra metre. Jamie George will pick and go. The humidity will make that ball a little greasy with the sweat, but England play it on well, and Cunningham South manages to dot the ball down. That looks like a try. England may well be the first team to cross the whitewash.
Eric, please.
Eric Gozan will be the man called in to check this.
Yes,
but I think that is an exquisite finish from the Harlequins man.
Can you show me if the ball is grounded?
Okay, I will show you the ball grounded.
Thank you.
This definitely gets dotted down, doesn't it, by Cunningham South. His arms are enormous.
Luke, you may award the try.
Yeah, thank you.
Great power from that England pack. Completely different style of play, wasn't it? Everything narrowed up. As soon as England got into the 22, it was direct, faster paced, not quite the same as the Japanese speed at the breakdown, but the dynamic nature of England's big ball carriers, Ben Earl, equally adept at carrying or making a good tip-on pass. That just shifts the focus of the defence. Look, everyone stepped in. Michael Leach just getting himself slightly caught out of position, and when you do that against someone that's the size and power of Chandler Cunningham South, very difficult for them to then be stopped.
First start for England for Cunningham South, occasion of his 5th cap. Marcus Smith's mate at Harlequins, Danny Kerr, saying that he's not sure that England have another player like Cunningham South in terms of the way he runs to bust tackles and even melts people in his own hits. Conversion then from Marcus Smith. England up to 7.
Well, the first period of play that England have really strung some phases together delivers a good return for Steve Borthwick's men. With Japan, they just won't stop, and that's something we can expect all afternoon.
Taken by Ben Earl.
In front. Thanks.
Mitchell away. Expect this to be played quickly, which certainly is.
Please move back.
Marcus Smith. Well positioned. Furbank on his left shoulder. He's opted not to continue the run, which Smith will do. Kicking up on the surface, but that's the reason Furbank stayed back there, ready to take the next kick receipt.
There's no way that Japan will be wanting to slow these lineouts down. If any way they can get the ball in and speed it up, they will. So England, from a kicking perspective, have to think, right, if we want to slow this Japanese team down, we have to make sure that the ball goes off and goes off well.
Line out one by Vanka. Skipping into the 22. Oh, Faye Waboso's missed it twice. Furbank will have to do the tidy-up job. England's fullback for a 4th successive Test match, George Furbank, since starting in Edinburgh during the Guinness Six Nations, of course. Gallagher Premiership champion in the English Domestic League. A little look at the run of penalties. 3 against England. Saito. A little bit more depth and nice opportunity to try and thread that back inside. Was that lost forwards? The referee's happy enough it was back. Rod reconsiders whether he's going to go in and get that. Derns with the quick tip on, and they are doing their best to try and keep that ball alive as Tomoki Osada comes around, the Saitama Wild Knights man.
It's great work from Faye Waboso, that breakdown. Such power in his legs. He's effectively turned that... Oh, that was close. Brilliant work. Made the tackle back to his feet, drove through the breakdown.
Yazaki knew he wanted to go quickly, but just wasn't entirely sure where he wanted to go. England falling over the top of the tackle again. Itoje doing his best to get out of the way. Discipline with England against a team that want to go quickly is going to be really key. Smith with work to do to keep that ball in field. No surprises again that Sung Shin Lee will play that back in field for Japan. Eddie Jones loving the fleet-footed nature of his young fullback. Tetsu Linus, Sanae Lavanga takes it down. That kick is just going to stay in. It wasn't going to bounce towards that 22, and now Furbank with a chance to run, and perhaps England trying to offer Japan a taste of their own medicine, but it's been knocked on by Ben Earl, who takes the number 8 shirt for a 10th straight England international, and he really wants to impress, become known as a world-class player, but he's not quite had the chance to get onto the ball and do the sorts of Ben Earl things that England fans are used to seeing.
Slightly concerning from an England point of view, with Cunningham South down on his backside. Didn't seem to be anyone near him as he pulled up close to the breakdown. But Japan, they'll have to be careful. If they kick poorly to George Furbank this season in terms of his counter-attack, he's been outstanding in combination with Tommy Freeman and Alex Mitchell, who works so well in those 15-metre channels either side of the field. Almost tracks up and down, lets those outside players, makes the break and just follows them.
1 minute water break during the injury.
Ollie Chesham's absence, allowing Chandler Cunningham South to get a first start.
England heading for the shade. Japan don't need that. We'll take on the sun. Or maybe someone said it's a bit colder over there. No, there you go.
They followed suit eventually, haven't they? Look at that.
Yeah.
That tells you a story about the tempo that Japan are trying to play and the ball that they've had to play, with 26 passes from the Japanese scrum half Saito, 4 from Mitchell.
They're the heartbeat, aren't they, those players of both teams. The tempo with which we know Alex Mitchell can play. Certainly we've seen already in these opening 18, 19 minutes of the pace with which Saito can play. But actually, from a balance perspective, Mitchell sometimes gets that wrong.
Okay, you can continue.
And I think that's been seen. Certainly there were a couple of decisions in that Premiership final that perhaps could have been better made, but certainly Alex Mitchell, he's almost made that shirt his own.
Naoto Saito as well, lovely image on his social media Instagram account. He swapped shirts with Aaron Smith when the All Blacks played here 20 months ago. Just 4 years before, he was having a fan picture with him. He loved those sorts of journeys. Earning a 20th cap. Saito. What about that man, Michael Leach? Returning to the role of captain for the first time in 3 years. Japan's lost to Ireland 39-31 July that year. More Japan appearances than anybody, having played in 4 Rugby World Cups, Leach. But a bit of rehydration, back into the sunshine we go. All available. Lost forwards, Mitchell. Will England have a chance to play on the counter here? Furbank sends it away. It's going to skip over the try line. Is it going to skip all the way? It is. They'll have to come back. You overdo it, it'll be a scrum back from where it was kicked.
He just caught that too well. Good decision to kick, because he knew that there was space in behind. But with a deck this firm, you get the wrong bounce of a rugby ball, it's going to cost you.
You choose to kick.
Luke, 35 meters, backward. Go back to the England
Luke Ramos has
again.
stopped a few metres short of where it was kicked.
Again. Here it is. Yeah,
He's wandered off. The scrum needs to be told.
Guys, please, he's here.
That was brilliant. He almost let the scrum carry on.
I'll be over here. You boys carry on.
Let's go, boys.
Well, Japan would have been happy with the strength of that previous scrum. Now a good attacking platform in the middle of the field, where England will have to go slightly softer in their defence towards either edge.
Crouch.
Japan have just put a couple of players down on the right-hand side. Keep England guessing. Going to be played away. Saito dummies it left, but then will go to the right. And they're going to play it away for Naikambula. Steps inside, he's got a low centre of gravity and pumps those legs, but lost control of the ball in the hit. Little smile on the face. Broke into the Japan side to earn Rugby World Cup selection, but it's a nice move, wasn't it, to create the space on the outside.
Good decision-making as well. Good line. Meant that the ball was on to Naikambula, and then when someone like that is off, they are terrifying, those players, to try and defend against.
No? Okay. Come on, let's go.
They can beat you in 1 metre of space, or they can just quite frankly run over the top of you. Marcus Smith just getting enough of a shot on, and in these conditions where the ball is so difficult to hold on to, you can see the sweat just pouring off the front row's chins. Really difficult to maintain possession. Don't underestimate that.
Takeuchi on his first start against Sale Sharks man Bevan Rod. Rod's last start was against Chile at the Rugby World Cup.
Both of you, binds up, please.
Last
Both
cap
of you.
was in the bronze final,
Quick reset.
off the bench, having been
Move off the mark, please.
injured
What?
Six Nations period.
Let's go, guys. Quick reset. Closer. Close. Hit the gap, please. Stay up. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Mitchell. Earl with the pick. Gets it away for Lawrence. Haven't seen Ollie Lawrence carrying it into contact too many times, have we? Luke Ramos is hot on players rolling away and draws the penalty up against Japan.
Tomoki Asada holds his hand up to Luke Ramos, knew exactly what he was getting penalised for, but not a huge amount he could have done about it. Barreled as he made the tackle on Lawrence, and then did what he could to get out of the way, but it's so hard when you're in those positions to A, sometimes know which way you're facing, but B, get out of the way quick enough. The referee's incredibly hot on it.
England with the overthrow, finding Lawrence, and it might work as Smith comes around on the outside, and Smith cutting back in and getting under the posts. Well, he's got his hands on the 10 shirt, getting to run the side, but also getting to do what England fans love seeing him do. Playing heads up, looking at what's on. It's a beautiful move.
Well, it's a beautiful throw from Jamie George, which opens up the option for Ollie Lawrence, who's tearing at the line. And the Japanese defenders all sucking in, sitting back on their heels, which makes it difficult to then adjust your position. When the ball goes back out, the space is created, and when you've got someone like Marcus Smith coming round the corner into those holes, he will make good decisions.
Richard Wigglesworth mouthing, "Go, Marcus, go." Was injured during the first half of the Six Nations. He had that drop goal cameo against Ireland at Twickenham, sending the home of England rugby into rapture. Now getting to run the team No George Ford on this particular tour, of course. We know that Owen Farrell moving away from England. Conversion is good as well. Lovely running from the England fly half. Real asset that he brings to the side.
It was a brilliant set-piece move. If you can tighten defenders up, make them sit back like that, then there's always space on the outside. And when you've got runners like Slade, Lawrence, Freeman, Furbank heading into those holes, it's so difficult for those defenders to adjust and make good tackles.
Itoje with the receipt. Not getting much go forward, so Jamie George is offering that back for whoever wants it. Box kick from Mitchell. A little bit loose as it came back in field. Oh, and that was one of those tackles from Chandler Cunningham South, and it's brought around the loss of possession.
Well, that's not exactly what you want. Sung Shin Lee, team's playmaker, and he gets absolutely clobbered by Cunningham South. Momentum changer, not only with ball in hand, but defensively. He's made 8 tackles already. Every single one of them will leave a dent, which will be hurting tomorrow morning.
Felix Jones will be purring at those sorts of collisions.
You good too? What else?
Steve Borthwick naming the England team early on Tuesday. Quite unexpected. Perhaps didn't fancy the mind games over the course of the week that he might have had from his opposite number. 5 changes in the England team since that game against France.
I think also when you're going away like that, you've had a bit of a disrupted end of season. Players joining, players leaving the squad, players rejoining. You just want to give the team as much time to gel together as possible.
There with Earl. Trying to keep it quick, ball on the toe from Furbank, who joined the line.
Tackle now.
Wonder what confidence England will have from managing to execute the last try, which came from that key overthrow that was taken by Lawrence. Smith pumps a dummy and then looks into that corner. Very nicely done from the England fly half.
It's a good kick, just reapplying pressure to that.
So 50-22 as well.
Yeah, so they'll get the ball back. Really good kick. Just happy to sit on top of Japan in their final third. Certainly since those opening exchanges, England have really started to tighten this game up.
Down from Itoje momentarily with Martin, but it's Ollie Lawrence again. He'll take it up in midfield. Dummy runner was George. England folding around the corner. They're in danger of losing possession, but Japan going over the ball. Bevan Rod, well, he looked like he took it quickly and then wasn't sure about it. It doesn't really work like that. If you've tapped it, you've got to go. Earl trying to be the one man to batter his way over. Another advantage now. England need to find the ball. Itoje going burying through it over the body of Warner Dearns. Now there's a bit more width. Smith, the long one over the top. It's going to be a trot in on the outside for Manny Faye-Waboso on his second start for England. He's got their 3rd try in Tokyo.
It's a brilliant ball from Marcus Smith. Slight delay, slight double pump, good angle from George Furbank, just sucking that last defender in. As he comes short, the defender has to follow him. And he knows that Marcus Smith will make a good decision, will execute his skills. Faye-Waboso was probably one of the easiest run-ins he's had all season.
Try is good.
electric winger.
50 seconds left. That's okay.
First start was against Ireland at Twickenham. Smith is not in too much of a hurry with that conversion. Shot clock ticking down. You have to say, for all of the pace and energy that Japan were bringing over that first 10-15 minutes, well, England have just remained patient, trusted what they bring to the game. They've got 3 tries on the board, Tom, mate.
Yeah, I think if you can frustrate a team like Japan, they probably don't have the power to be able to change their game up as much as England probably can. As you can hear Kevin Sinfield in the background through the microphone shouting excellence. A brilliant kick from Marcus Smith. England 21-3 up. Steve Borthwick, a happy man. Well, he is, but he didn't look it.
Smiles were in short supply in Yorkshire, where Steve Borthwick grew up. Good take by Itoje again, calm as you like. Dearns just tries to get round the right side and stop them getting any more go forward. Martin off from Mitchell. 8th start across England's last 10 tests, Alex Mitchell. Japan back with a little bit of possession. They haven't had too much in the last couple of minutes. Look at the footwork. Saito. And away. Penalty against George.
Takes the space, 2 blue.
It's quite interesting that England choosing to box kick long and give Japan an opportunity to get into their stride, given that's what they want to be doing. England confidence that their kick chase and their defence can shut that part of the Japanese team's play down. But we know how good England are at competing in the air with the likes of Tommy Freeman and Furbank chasing.
It's all about the effectiveness with the ball. Japan might have more possession, and it's England with the 3 tries on the board. Now another chance. Ben Earl with a decent, dominant tackle. Another momentum stopper, and speaking of which, it's Michael Leach met by Cunningham South. Ball ticked on. Is it going to be a chance for Tua to come through the middle? They keep it alive well as Takeuchi takes it on for another metre or 2. Yazaki was the dummy run, but that's really good footwork. But it's gone forwards in the process. Tienan Costley thinks he's scored. The referee has other news for him.
I'm not so sure that went forward. It could be with Costley here, which is a good name, by the way, isn't it? But good hands. I don't know whether that went forward. I think it might have been tapped backwards. Anyway, we move on. Have a look. Maybe their time off for Dan Cole's ear.
Let's go.
Assuming they're putting some Vaseline on it, but it does just look like they're stroking his ear.
Luke Ramos, 3, let's go. Dan Cole looked at him like, mate, my ear's hurting. We're not going anywhere.
It's like the idea that after a certain number of minutes, Dan Cole has to have his ear strokes, and then he's okay to carry on. 113th cap for Dan Cole, Leicester Tigers man. Started half of England's matches in the last year. Will Stewart, the other, started during the Guinness Six Nations. Jamie George talking during the week. This is a huge game for Eddie. He'll have enjoyed playing a bit of fun with the media with lines like that.
Coach! Ball! Sit!
Penalty England. Takeuchi has been under the watchful eye of referee Ramos.
Yeah, aside from a couple of flickers of hope at scrum time, England definitely been dominant in that area. The line-out functions well on that occasion too.
Stop once!
It's with the skipper.
Use it now!
Mitchell into the air, Freeman chasing it.
Backward by Blue.
Does well to keep it back on the England side. Then it's there for Underhill. 7th consecutive match for England for Sam Underhill, and then Lawrence will absorb those hits that come in from McKesey and from Lee. Burbank in the wider channel. Now they come back in field. George Martin had a couple of months out with a knee injury earlier in the year. Featured against France and Ireland in the Six Nations. Where's Smith off to? Just dances back into the tackle. Bevan Rodd, South Sharks man, signing a new deal with the club in February. Looked like Henry Slade was trying to wind that up for a wider channel pass as Ollie Lawrence came onto it at slightly closer quarters.
He just got too flat, did Ollie Lawrence. Shut down the options for Henry Slade. The ball was going to go across. You can see the frustration from the centre pairing there. He runs good lines, Ollie Lawrence, but if you're too flat, it means that there's only one choice for that ball carrier at that moment in time.
Also centre pairing that Steve Borthwick went away from in the lead up to and of course during that Rugby World Cup with Henry Slade out, but certainly returning to it during the Six Nations. Slade enjoying his 6th start in a row after owning the 13 shirt through that championship.
He's not a lightning 13, is he, Henry Slade, but he can pretty much do everything else. He gives England a left-footed option. He's got good movement, as we talked about earlier on in this half, about moving off the ball in the air. Defensively, reads the game well. I think most importantly is that second pair of eyes for whoever's playing at 10 in the midfield.
There with McKesey. Roberto Spears, number 8. Saito. Oh, that's lovely from Lee. Sensed the chance to go. Slade stayed with him. Did just enough. Vanga with the carry. And McKesey. Twist in midfield from Tua. Unless it's lightning quick for Japan, they're not quite getting through, are they? So they opt to go for the boot that time, and Tommy Freeman shrugs off 2 tackles, eventually scragged on England's own 10-metre line, and George Martin, Tigers man, driven back a little.
Big hit there. Good support from George and Cunningham South. Ball carrier in the middle. 2 support players either side to help him through that contact area.
Timing exquisite from Freeman just as Lee came down with it. Underhill trying to get involved with it. And in fact, Japan going off their feet to try and secure possession and deny England the contest. Steve Borthwick's men have another penalty. They could be eyeing up a 4th try in this first half with 3 minutes to go until the break.
Japan finding it very difficult, as do most teams, by the way, to manage that breakdown when they're under pressure defensively. As soon as they take a big hit from England, they struggle from a strength point of view to maintain that possession. England gaining dominance in that area. On the flip side of that, if you can work your way into a half tackle, half shoulder, or make a line break, it then means that the defence's first job is to say, right, well, we've got to retreat and reset. Their focus is not necessarily the breakdown.
Voice of England centre Tom May with us for this one. Cunningham South at the front. Early tackle coming across the line. Cunningham South not able to find his footing.
Just need to be really controlled in that area. It's not often backs get thrown up in a line-out, but I've had the occasional flirt with a line-out just to see what it's like. And when you get lifted in that area, it is incredibly high up there. So, given the size of these fellas, have to be really safe in the way that they come back down to earth.
Yeah, if you find that someone's taking your legs away, it's not a lot of fun, is it? England go close again, but Japan look to counter-ruck this, and they may well have got hold of it. Saito got a bit of digging to do. Clearance made. England will still have possession at the line out inside that Japan 22.
We can hear all of the talk about hands on the ball in and around the breakdown. Both teams trying to influence the referee decision by just commentating on the game as it goes.
Must be nauseating. It's Mitchell. Smith with the pump inside, then feeds Lawrence on the outside. Penalty Japan. Naikampula stopping England in the 22 as they were building up that head of steam.
He's the focal point, isn't he, Ollie Lawrence? But just too slow to get to the breakdown. You only need half a second from a defensive point of view just to get your head in. And given the power and strength on display for every single one of these players, so difficult to then move them. Even harder when you're that shape.
Half-time hooter goes. Japan do well to win the line out from Derns. Lead from Saito. Feiwaboso with the intercept. England might get one more bite of the cherry. Itoji from George. Mitchell's there now. Off to the right, the numbers might be. And it is Slade who wants to try and get on that outside arc. Mitchell in for the skipper, George, on to Cunningham South, who bowls straight through Costly. Smith, Itoji. Had a call of offside by the referee. Smith, always looking crossfield here. Oh, this could work out for Henry Slade. Super vision from Marcus Smith. Super finish from Henry Slade. Great combination, great vision, and England's fourth try.
Well, it's outstanding, because as the phase play comes time after time one way, it means that from a back three perspective, you've had to cover in the direction of play, which leaves a huge hole for Henry Slade just to hold that space. But let's be frank, to be able to switch the play like that and execute a kick on point, there are very few players in the world that can do that. Marcus Smith is one of them. Brilliant score from England. And a great way for them to top off what has been a fairly dominant 40 minutes for them.
That one will slightly get away from Marcus Smith, but the referee blows the whistle for half-time. Well, Japan sought to show pace to panic England in that first quarter of the match, but England not flinching. Tries from Cunningham South, from Smith, from Faye-Boso, and a fourth from Henry Slade. England in control in Tokyo at half-time. It's Japan 3, England 26.
Difficult when you can't match a team physically, as Japan haven't been able to match England so far in this game. They have to try and move those big forwards around, and that hasn't worked. They got some change from it earlier on in the first half, but really found it hard as the minutes progressed to hold off what is an incredibly powerful England team.
Burbank coming in from off-field to take that, and Faye-Boso. Hard to stop, really physical. Itoji, Smith, Burbank again, Faye-Boso. Oh, and he's managed to slip the shackles, Faye-Boso. It's come backwards. Alex Mitchell could be the first one onto it. He won't quite be. Faulua Makisi got there, but we were playing advantage.
Faye-Boso straight into the action. And for any young players watching, the way he carries into contact is outstanding, because he's really strong up top and he just keeps pumping those powerful legs, which means the tackle has to be completed to ensure that he ever goes to the ground. If the tackler falls off, he's still in a position to keep that momentum moving, and he's straight back to his feet and he's making line breaks.
Try and go for the legs and the hands are free. Try and slow down the hands and not allow the offload, and the legs keep going, so difficult option, isn't it?
Well, some of the best players in the world, or some of the hardest players in the world to play against, are the ones that have the skills and ability to execute offloads, but also bowl you.
Cunningham South. England's maul not getting going here, so George will look up to his scrum half. George will break. Lawrence just had to stutter the run slightly. And now Mitchell going back to the left and straight through the cat flap. Alex Mitchell, England's fifth try, right at the start of this second half. And the Saints man punishing the Japanese defenders who just slightly switched off.
Well, it's a set play. And if you've got dangerous runners, defenders are always scanning what's ahead of them. Really quick, intelligent play, and it's actually Osada that, as he's getting off the ground, he runs back into the defensive line and gets in the way of another Japanese defender. I found it difficult to work out exactly who it was, but Alex Mitchell exploiting that space and so close to your own try line. That's a crucial error to make.
Ninth half-back pairing under Steve Borthwick for England. Mitchell with Marcus Smith. Mitchell, Premiership champion, on the scoreboard in Tokyo. All the threes, Japan 3, England 33.
Great start, straight back on the horse from Steve Borthwick's team. And these young players, from a Japanese perspective, have got a torrid 35 minutes ahead of them.
Joe Marler earning a 94th cap, coming onto the field for Bevan Rod. On the field alongside his mate Dan Cole. Talked about himself and Cole as two onions. After all the years playing together, they can still peel back the layers and learn more about each other. Theo Dan also onto the field for captain Jamie George. That's gone forwards.
Good attack from England in those wide channels. You can hear calls from the supporting players pop. Just means that as Furbank's going to ground, he might not even be looking behind him or aware of who's there, but he can hear where the support is coming from. And England have the ability to play away from a breakdown that's not set. The Japanese defence can't get set.
Saracens' Theo Dan was on the bench against Japan at Rugby World Cup time. Last England start against Argentina in that bronze final. Four vice-captains named by Steve Borthwick. There's plenty to share the leadership duties around, but it's Japan who get the penalty and will go quickly. And looking at the options as Slade tried to shut down the options for Naoto Saito. Then Costly away. Cole rolls clear. Lee tipping it on. Harada happy to carry.
Sam Underhill, brilliant turnover. Great work at the breakdown, exactly what you want from your open side. And with shoulders like that, good luck to those that are trying to steal the ball back. It's like he's got some sort of roll bar inside that shirt. Look at his body position, wide base. Brilliant play and a great kick.
What a kick. Seventh consecutive match for England, I mentioned. I mean, that back row, it's got an identity about it now for England, hasn't it, as we see Kejiro Tamefsa coming onto the field for his debut, the Kubota Spearsman. More debutants on that Japan bench.
Let's go, quick, blue please.
Takeuchi making way. Marler at the tail with Underhill. But it's going to be Cunningham South, the option at the front, as he has been quite a few times. Now they get that little shift away from the red and white shirts. Just slightly lost the direction, so Mitchell will have to play it. Slade at first receiver, then smuggles it away for Lawrence, who's tried to find the offload. Now on the outside, Furbank thought he might have the ability to get through the gap. Look at the drive from Faye Waboso. That's how close he is. Mitchell. Oh, just clobbered by Warner Dearns. Advantage still being played to England. So Theo Dan can have a look. Dummies it away to Itoje. Marler looked to try and make an inch or two, but it wasn't to be. Now his front row mate Cole held up over the line. Good defensive effort from Japan, but England have the penalty.
Yeah, England working well in twos and threes in and around the breakdown, making sure that they can guarantee the return of the ball, but Japan defending brilliantly.
Yeah, your option. High tackle on the 5 meter line. Open 90 here for offside. What do you want? There?
Vice captains in England's side, Henry Slade, Ben Earl, Joe Marler. It looks like it's Maro Itoje who is the lead decision maker at this point. Only missed one of the last 16 internationals for England. That was when David Ribbon started against Wales last summer. That's Shiz Sakate, who's going to replace Mamoru Harada, Saitama Wild Knights man. Of course, it was the Japan League One final here on the 26th of May. The Wild Knights losing out to Brave Lupus Tokyo. Dan. Big collision. Where's the ball for Mitchell? There it is. Now they come to the right. Mitchell looks to go himself. He'll find Earl. And having absorbed two tacklers, ball away for the England number 8 to score.
Well, he's been sniffing around a lot, hasn't he, over these 50 minutes, but Ben Earl's finally got a bit of reward for all of his hard work. Again, pretty easy, and it's Alex Mitchell that's central to it. Saito stepping up means that actually, if he can get to the outside of the defender that's marking him, there is no one left, which allows him to make that offload. And that close to the line, why not take the risk?
He's attracted compliments from the likes of Lawrence Dallaglio, Dean Richards too. Not a bad couple of number 8s in terms of the history of England rugby to give their seal of approval.
If you're getting compliments off those two, you must be doing something right as well, right?
Absolutely. Has talked unashamedly about wanting to eclipse the likes of Antoine Dupont as the best player in the world. And we admire that ambition, that expression of ambition. Taken a while to warm into this one, but right on the shoulder for Mitchell for this score. 6 tries for England. Can Smith bring up the 4-0? That'll be a no. .38-3 though. And look who we see coming onto the field for England. Well, last cap for Tom Curry was his 50th in that bronze at Rugby World Cup match. He played about 33 minutes in a Premiership semi-final, but what a story. Given where things were with his hip injury, Harry Randall also onto the field now. Randall will make the clearance, but Tom Curry, well, best word for his return was uttered by his hip surgeon. Professor Damien Griffin said spectacular. 6 hours of surgery in December. Tom Curry back for that semi-final against Bath. Physio Navdeep Sandhu. No doubt another man who's been incredibly impressed with Curry and his ability to have got back. Leach. Japan looking to try and keep it alive through the centres. Asada. Just a little pirouette. Hamefsa came around but couldn't get hold of it.
Offside, back line.
Here comes Leach. He's got rid of the scrum cap, he means business now. Saito, Lee, on for Makisi. There's an advantage. It's gone against Curry for not releasing.
There's 2 penalties on the bounce against England, 1 for offside. For not releasing, just got to be careful that this lack of discipline doesn't cost them.
Tiptoeing on the edge of the 22.
And the numbers of England defenders on their feet at the moment just mean that there's no holes Well, no easy holes to spot for those Japanese decision makers.
There comes a point where the ability to believe in the quick offload just starts to die, doesn't it? But that was what was working for Japan, certainly in the opening quarter of the match. Saito looks back it in and leaps. There's the drive and the feet. There's the volume from the fans. Osada then gets it away. Running in comes Nizuka. Haven't seen too much of Koga Nizuka. Earning just a second cap. And it's on for Costly once more. Oh, and then the chance of the break. It's really good offload play. Was the tackle being made before the pass was held? Certainly, Naikambula looked for all the money like he might be the man to get the Japanese first try. But they're still knocking on the door here. Low drive from Derns, 22 years of age. England trying to put shoulders in. Now there's a bit more width. Trying to pick it out of the air. There's still an advantage being played. Or is there?
Yes, we have a check, please.
Yeah, we've got TMO Eric Gauzin. I thought I just heard him say that there is an advantage, and we're going to go upstairs and see what this one was for.
By 10.
Tackle off the ball by Marcus Smith. Tommy Freeman just holding his lower leg, just out of shot.
I'm in front of the screen.
Okay, I'm sending the footage now.
He's gone early, hasn't he, Marcus Smith? You can see where the threat's coming from on the shoulder of Naikambula. Saito with the delayed pass, which actually meant that Faye Waboso was ahead of that defender on his inside. That opened the hole for Naikambula.
It's an early contact by the 10 blue. There is a number 3 to cover, and he can defend on the ball carrier for me, so no penalty try, only yellow card and penalty against 10. Agree? Let's go.
Agree.
Well, it certainly looked
Captain,
in the
please.
initial view that Marcus Smith had gone early on that tackle.
Captain.
And it is going to prove to be
Captain.
the England fly half's undoing. He's going to receive the yellow card here.
Well, no penalty try because Dan Cole is covering across. Dan Cole, I think, will take the compliment that he would have caught Yazaki within 2 meters.
Yeah, by the number 10 blue. So it's yellow card against him, a penalty for you. Where is my colleague? Okay? Yeah, penalty. 10. Early tackle.
England go down to 14. Marcus Smith with the early challenge. Japan will have that penalty just a few meters from the England line.
England really do need to be careful now at the breakdown, given Japan will try and raise the pace with a one-man advantage. If they compete at the wrong time to contest that ball, they'll leave even more space.
Well, debutant Shinobu Fujiwara comes on, replacement scrum half. And we've also seen the introduction of Amanaki Sawamaki, Tongan-born, second row. Can play a bit in the back row as well. There's a late addition to what was Jamie Joseph's Rugby World Cup squad. Earning just a 4th cap. And continuing to ring the changes. Vakia Matsuda. Kicked 4 penalties, all of Japan's 12 points in their 34-12 loss to England at the Rugby World Cup. It was only 13-9 at half-time in that match, you may remember. Oh, it's gone forwards from Japan. Devastating for them, given the position, given the opportunity.
Both teams really trying to drive the energy. Difficult at this stage of the game in these conditions, especially for Japan, as they keep looking up at that scoreboard. England, well, they'll just want to be relentless here. They won't want to take their foot off the gas, keep the level of performance. The way that they've been playing the game, that won't change.
Takuya Yamasawa has replaced the young debutant fullback Yazaki. Came onto the bench in that late change, and it's a penalty to England.
Second time, early push. Okay. And one on the knee.
Japan were given a free kick against them for an early engagement earlier in the match, and the referee this time has gone with the full straight arm penalty.
I don't know.
Japan not that accurate in the second half at scrum time. Knees on the deck. Chandler Cunningham South pointing that out to the assistant referee. Slade with the penalty, the option to relieve pressure, get themselves upfield.
That's England preparing to face New Zealand twice. Dunedin and Eden Park. Japan, who got matches against New Zealand Maori to look forward to. Georgia and Italy over the course of the summer.
And both these teams get the opportunity to play against each other in November, don't they?
Up from Randall, Bristol Bears scrum half. Boso got his hands on it, and look at him springing straight back into action. And now Randall able to feed it quicker, and it's Lawrence. Lawrence for Slade. Freeman didn't have a lot of room to work in, was well met by Tua. Still there with George Martin. Randall back to the short side.
Just wonder if Lawrence would have been better going through the hands there. Miss pass just allows the defender to move off.
It was a narrow little stretch as well, wasn't it? Easy to drift out. Randall, Earl. Just jumped back out of where the contact point might have been, just to cause the defence a little bit more of an issue. Curry. Will Stewart making an extra couple of metres, having come off the bench for England. George Martin again. Tackle was good from Costley, but England are in with Randall. Well, the home side might have the reputation for wanting to play quick, wanting to dart and cause issues. Well, that is Harry Randall's game. Getting his first cap under Steve Borthwick. His last was under Eddie Jones. But that is a sniper special.
Well, it's the Japanese almost overworking. They're working so hard to get round the corner as England get into those last few metres, because they know they have to try and get there in numbers to stop those big carries. And I think it was Michael Leach, as he shot round the corner, a massive hole opened up.
Try is good.
A massive hole for a tiny little fella who moves incredibly quickly. Harry Randall on the score sheet. You don't lose anything when Alex Mitchell goes off and Harry Randall comes on, do you?
Well, England scoring well, down to 14. With Marcus Smith on the naughty step, it will be Henry Slade, who, like his fly half, is perfectly happy to breathe in the Tokyo air, have a bit of a respite, and watch that shot clock come down. Plenty of discussions over how, since the introduction of the shot clock has come into our game of rugby union, it's actually slowed the game down a little, because people will take the full length of the 60 seconds, as we've seen there. But it is another 2 points in England, up to 45.
It's also really interesting. I wonder whether you might have picked it up on the referee's mic. You can hear Kevin Sinfield and the work he does with the kickers in behind. He's taking a lot of the the variable of looking at the clock, making sure that the players know exactly how long they've got left without them looking. Calling 20, calling 10, reminding them of their key points. Keep your head down. It might sound basic, but when you've got someone reinforcing it like that, it takes all of those external voices away from you as a player.
Kai Yamamoto onto the field for a debut. As we also see an England debut, Tom Roebuck. Sale Sharks man, Inverness born, grew up supporting England. Has been Scotland qualified, but he's someone that Steve Borthwick was very keen to reward on this tour. In and around England training for a while, kept working hard. Borthwick liking what he'd seen, and Tom Roebuck getting a first cap.
I just wonder whether actually when that yellow card runs down, whether it might be Finn Smith that returns ahead of Marcus Smith.
Randall.
Use it, please.
Waits at the tail, given the call to use. Look from Earl and Randall as if they wanted a little more out of the referee there than just a scrum reset.
We can tell by the way the players get back to their feet. This is a real slog at scrum time for Japan. England bounce back to their feet, they're ready to go again. There's energy, there's enthusiasm within that pack. They lap that up all day.
6'3", Tom Roebuck, replacing Faye Waboso. Two different types of winger.
I think Faye Waboso's played well and really dynamic in his carries, obviously rewarded with tries as well.
Earl controlling, now they get the penalty they want, and Earl will tap and go. Randall, Itoje. Don't often see that amount of space in front of Maro Itoje, and he careers into it.
Poor decision from Ollie Lawrence. Just keep the ball, build the number of phases, that's what's going to score.
Fujiwara did well to react and get down on it, but I do feel that was in England's grasp to play with.
So much easier when you've got the ball rather than having to defend, especially against a team that knows they're chasing the clock.
Started Japan's last test against Argentina. There's plenty of these Japanese players are getting to play in the League One competition with phenomenal amount of international athletes. Eddie Jones saying that the league features 3 best players in the world: Richie Mo'unga, Ardie Savea, Cheslin Colby. It's not a bad list, is it? Plenty more there as well. George Martin just getting the test. Charlie Ewels is on the bench.
Certainly puts himself about, does George Martin, doesn't he? Adds a huge amount to that pack when he's carrying. Brute of a man.
Now the change being made. Mahara being replaced by Shogo Miura. Toyota the Blitz man. Played a bit for the Sunwolves in Super Rugby. Here's the new man Miura. Martin. Well, the lever's working well enough for him to get up and win that line-out. Now, a little breakaway sidecar. Randall from Dan. Earl on the shoulder of Slade. He's definitely grown into this one. Japan might have been in a position for the turnover there. Yes, they are. The speed at which Fujiwara got onto that ball. He's about a third of the size of most of the men in front of him. but didn't shrink from the contest at all. Now the quick tap from the replacement 9.
He wasn't shy of being in a dominant position across all of that play. Won the breakdown, slapped Will Stewart on the back, and now he's set Japan on their way.
Japan fans love the volume going up. Oh, look at that. Nizuka thought it was all his, but is it Earl?
Brilliant athleticism from Ben Earl. Fingertip stuff, but a massive, massive intervention.
Last few seconds ticking down of the yellow card. Randall's gone aerial. He's not got a whole lot to go forward on the last couple of box kicks. Faye Waboso was on, he was able to secure it. Easy to be offside if you're not getting quite the metres forward that you need out of those box kicks, as the carry this time is in the hands of Kajiro Tamasa. And then the chip over the top into a bit of space from Matsuda. Freeman falling on it, immediately accompanied by Naikambula. Japan trying to put as much pressure on as they can, but have to release the man once the knee is on the ground.
And the space in behind, because Furbank's defending in that front line as a 10, means that Roebuck and Freeman having to work extremely hard as a pair to cover the whole field.
Randall opted for safety first. Started for England there against Portugal in February. It's also in England's match against the Barbarians a couple of years ago. Non-cap international, that one. But give Tom May a banana. Absolutely right. It's going to be Finn Smith who comes onto the field instead of Marcus. And there's Charlie Ewells, another man who is enjoying a first time in an England senior shirt under Borthwick. He captained England A against Portugal. And he's on for a 31st cap for England.
Why don't I get a chocolate bar? Why is it banana?
That's all I've got. So England back up to 15. Oh, look at the footwork. Look at the surge for the line. Super work from the replacement Yamamoto. And now they're screaming for it to get wide. They're screaming for the try, and it is going to be scored. Koga Nizuka gets Japan's try. And they've deserved it based on the last few minutes of the match.
They've just increased the pace, haven't they? Massive carry from Yamamoto, and Finn Smith just not being able to get his man to deck. Brilliant defence from Ben Earl, and then it's just through the hands. Warner Dern's just lobbing a big long pass off his right hand. Brilliant from the second row.
Try is good.
And then Nizuka finishing well in the corner, and a massive roar from this Tokyo crowd.
Seeing a Japanese player surging in for a try in the near corner late on in a game. There are those memories of Brighton Community Stadium in 2015. Entirely different circumstances then, of course. But that was perhaps for many people where the love affair with the Cherry Blossoms, the Brave Blossoms, started. Decent conversion from Matsuda.
Let's go, keep going, blue.
Japan find their way into double figures.
13 minutes left, and a big smile on Michael Leach's face. Don't know how he manages that. 35 years old, leading the charge, and he loves it.
Kick receipt was missed. It ended up in the hands of the try scorer. Just a little bit of inaccuracy there. Left Matsuda with a lot of work to do.
20 hands on the floor.
Goes against Curry.
It's difficult for Tom Curry, isn't it? He's desperate to make such a massive impression. It's that balance of just trying to do the most amazing thing all the time because of your desire to make an impact.
Yamamoto again. Underhill in midfield.
He won that collision.
That was an iron shoulder when England needed one, wasn't it? Fujiwara on his debut, not doing too bad in that replacement scrum half role, is he? Certainly read the brief as to what Japan want. Oh my goodness, look at the one-handed take from Warner Burns. He's got support on either side as well. This could be one of the tries of the match with the skill from Warner Burns and the finish from Yamasawa. How about that?
No wonder he's smiling. Everyone's smiling. Warner Burns, ball in one hand, looked like a peanut. Not in my house, plucks it out of the air. Looks absolutely terrified by the space that's left in front of him, but then does a brilliant job. 2v1, goes straight at the defender. Maro Itoje left just clutching air. What a score from Japan.
He's come through being the youngest in the Japan squad, Warner Burns.
Looks like something out of Run DMC. Love it.
There's a whole load of people Googling what you're on about.
Am I showing my age there?
I think so. Matsuda with the conversion. It's a little bit more like it from the home side. Burns doing enough to just gently knock that backwards in the eye of the ref. Continuing with the aerial skills. Smith played it away. Slade lurking on that left side from Furbank. Now it's there for Randall, and Martin dummied the offload for Earl, who was clattered. Smith and Itoje. Smith then on the run around, then they chuck over the top. Chance to see Roebuck in a bit of space, and the in and the out from Tom Roebuck. And gets the offload away, but it's been intercepted. Well, we're coming back. Quite see what this one was for. Lovely from Roebuck.
Well, first real opportunity. He's made a massive line break. Fended the players. Maybe should have just played through the floor, but there's no doubt that Underhill called for that offload.
Henry Slade, only man with over 50 tests in England's backline. If you're looking at the complexion of the second half, well, Japan 14 points to England's 19. 8 minutes to go. No question that England have remained in control of this test match, but things for Japan to build on in the new era under Eddie Jones. Dan. Earl with the pick. Makisi stayed with him. Penalty Japan. England coming in at the side. Ewells has been penalised.
Oh, it's dangerous from Charlie Ewells. He's flown straight over the top of that breakdown. And Michael Leach is not someone to lie on the deck for no reason. You've got to be so careful in those areas. Yes, be aggressive at the breakdown, but be controlled.
Check, check.
And there we go. We've just heard those words, check, check, come in.
What's happened, Eric?
Let's listen.
Eric?
Yes, I will show you the full play by blue, diving on lower limbs of white.
Okay.
Charlie Yule's last cap was against Ireland in the Six Nations over 2 years
On the
ago.
side entry?
Yes.
Doesn't want to give Steve Borthwick reason to reconsider his time in an England shirt.
Well, all replacements want to make an impact, but you have to do that in the right way. For me, Charlie Yules has done it the wrong way in this instance.
Footage. It's coming now.
Okay.
Diving on the legs, on the lower limbs.
Here's Yules on Leach.
Yeah.
This angle might well show us, as you see. Come in there.
Diving directly on the knee level.
It's reckless and dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's a dangerous clean out
It's a dangerous clean out
by the
indeed.
number 19 blue, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that minimum yellow card? Enough in review? Yeah.
Yes, for me, meet the yellow card threshold.
From Michael Leach's perspective, in his health perspective, he is incredibly lucky that he's lifted his foot off the ground there. If his foot's stuck in the ground with his studs, he's got all sorts of problems in his right knee.
It's a dangerous clean out. You tag out the low limb, it's a yellow card and all field review.
Yellow card for Charlie Yules, and it is going to be reviewed off field as well. Going to the bunker, where the foul play review officer will have a look and decide whether it is going to be any more than a yellow card. It makes no difference to the fact that England will finish the match with 14, such is the time on clock. Charlie Yules will rather be hoping that it stays as a yellow. But as you say, very glad to see that man, such a key man, able to continue.
Helps that he's hard as nails.
Hearns takes it down. Dummy of the inside ball, but Joe Marler was going to say, well, if you're going to run into me, you're going to feel the full force of it. And there is Leach into Underhill and Itoje. Fujiwara. Matsuda. Oh, that's just drifted out on the full. He's played well since he's come on. Kia Matsuda. 38th cap.
He's physically imposing as a 10, carries the ball to the line well. He's a threat. Well, it's the first time I've seen Michael Leach put his hands on his head. 74 minutes. He's feeling every single one of those 35 years right now.
Curry with the take at the line. There with Theo Dan. Coming off the bench as he did against Japan at the Rugby World Cup. Then it's Randall for Earl. Curry. Makisi with the tackle. Japan suddenly sensed the threat down that short side, and that's where England certainly want to send it. Seems to be a pattern of Borthwick's side, and the attack under Richard Wigglesworth. A few phases around and about that 15-metre line, coming infield and then go back to that short side. Japan recognising the threat just in time.
Ben Elf becoming far more influential on play, carrying, appearing on shoulders.
Glyn Smith sent it through. Yamasawa just doing enough. In a clear line of sight here between the replacement halfbacks. Inside the last 5, England will have the line out in the Japan 22.
White on the line. Blue, no head down.
He worked incredibly hard in that first 40 minutes, did Benel, and not really a huge amount went his way. But he's been relentless. He's just bounced back to his feet. He's really now starting to get a grip of this game.
Japan opting to run it from their own line. Oh, but England get the penalty. That's the danger. They were waving on the far side that they wanted quick ball to go, but it wasn't quite quick enough. Sam Underhill happy to punish. And Finn Smith can stick this in the corner as England go in search of an 8th try in Tokyo. Just over 44,000 in the stadium, 44,029. And now Underhill powering towards the line. It's there, it is Mercy, and the Bath man gets the score. Well, he won the penalty, and he's brought England up to 50.
When he's deserved it, he's been brilliant. But the accuracy that England showed there in that driving line-out was outstanding. Everything was working like clockwork. Body position's good, bindings tight, legs pumping. And Sam Underhill comes away with 5 points alongside an incredibly accomplished performance.
Been a decent number of performances across the England team, haven't there?
Yeah, they have. This man is another one that's played pretty well. I think Steve Borthwick would be pretty impressed with that as a hit out.
Conversion is good from Exeter's Henry Slade.
I have an outcome from the FPR incident. The incident has been upgraded to red card, high degree of danger, no mitigation. Upgraded, reason 3.
Captain, please.
Well, the referee is now going to report back Eric Gozan's information you may have heard.
I have a bunker decision. The yellow card will be upgraded to red card. There is no mitigation, high degree of danger.
Yellow turns to red for Charlie Ewells. What will that do in terms of review after the incident? There's another chance to see it. You have to assume, depending on the outcome of the hearing, that Charlie Ewells may not be getting on a plane to New Zealand, or at least he'll be in a supporting role if he does so. Devastating for the Bath man.
It is devastating, but in these times where it's so important that players are given a safe environment to play within, they're the laws that you have to abide by.
Yoshiwara on for Leach. Marler told to get out of there. It's a little ball back inside. Nankambula doing one of the real bright lights on his 9th cap. Oh, England get turnover ball though. Oh, Theo Dan's arrived. He's put his slippers on.
Joe Marler turning that ball over. Benel flipping it up. England away. They want to attack from that turnover ball.
That's a better box kick from Randall.
Still hasn't quite got the distance he was looking for, I don't think.
Aerial battle won by Tom Roebuck, though. That's what he gives you. That is just bobbling into 22. Ambition to try and run it, but that probably not the right idea that Takuya Yamasawa may well reflect on in the next few seconds.
That's a good kick from Finn Smith, really intelligent. Just roll the ball into an incredibly dangerous area for Japan to try and recuperate that ball, and the kick chase is effective. And England push their man into touch.
Down from Itoje. Underhill. Earl on for Lawrence. Randall. Offload back in field from Martin was nice. Smith lifted over. Oh, it was just a little stretch too far for Ollie Lawrence. And the ball knocked on. And that will bring an end to the match. Well, the new era for Japan sees them manage just 2 tries against England. But it is more about the story that Steve Borthwick's side have managed 8 tries on the board to kick off their summer. They will be slightly concerned with the yellow and the red card, particularly.